Just going through today, checking all these hives and seeing where they're at. So as I go through, I see that some of them have lots of brood. Limited food in a lot of them. Waiting for a decent flow to come along. This one's full of food, nectar and pollen. Okay. So that's honey. So when I pick that up, I say honey, honey. And look at this one. Here's the queen. That's a money frame. That's honey frame. I don't like honey. It's too heavy. Okay, so this one's full of eggs. She's filled her 8 full eggs. This side, her 8 full eggs. That's a money frame. This next one, money frame. A little bit of honey on the edges. Mostly money. Well, brood. However you want to look at it. Depends on what business you're in. Actually, in any part of the beekeeping business, you want brood, because that's it. Ends up making things work. So, 2 brood. There's the third one. Both sides. There's a 4th one. This one's getting on the outside edge of the brood area, so one side's capped, this side's all nice big larvae in the center. Moving out to the outside, you get a bit younger. Down near the bottom there's even eggs. So honey all the way around on the outside of these. Some of these girls, they'll just have the frame will just be brood, the next frame will be honey. There won't be a lot around the brood area at all. Other ones like this one, brood all the way around, or honey all the way around the brood area. This one here is food, pollen, and nectar, honey. So that's just food. So I have 4 money. This one, she's just laid out. This one was the one that was laid out before this one. And these 2 are decent. So this hive, I wouldn't say there's huge amounts of bees in it. Middle of the day, so there's a bunch of them out, right? But I'd say there's like 5 frames in there. Probably when they fill up at night, it might be 6, you know. I'm not pulling nothing out of that. That's sitting there just like that for a few more days. One or maybe both. These 2 will hatch out. Then the box will be closer to full. Then I pull and then add another queen, right? So that's a lot of them are sitting just like this. Because I've been splitting a bit, right? Throughout the year, so, or throughout the summer so far. This next one has a little bit of honey. Not too much honey, and I don't really like it that much. This one's only pulled one side, the other side's not pulled. So, I look for something, okay? That one was honey. I look for something to stick in the center here. In between these other frames. Just to get her to fill it. Then I got 5, right? Anyway, I have a hard time remembering. So I'm pretty sure this one was honey. Yeah. And this outside one, this is one of the beeswax ones I put on the outside. They always pull them pretty good. I'll just stick that in here. I'm going to pull that one that had a bit of honey out here that was well pulled. I'm going to stick that in somewhere too. They'll move the honey out of the way if she gets on it. There's 2 solid frames of brood. I'll stick that right in between it. They'll be fine. There's enough bees in there. Once they come back, they'll be able to cover that. Even though it's supposed to be like only 10 degrees tonight. It sucks. But this is what we've been getting a lot this year, cool nights. Anyway, that's just all I'm doing today. Well, I'm actually pulling a few nukes, but I'm judging each hive, seeing what I'm doing. I pulled one back there, that one with the block on its edge, right on this side of that honey super that I pulled off. That had a honey super on it just to give them room. Had enough bees that I could pull a nuke out, so I did. Most of these ones actually along this whole row have been created just in the last week or so. So, and new queens added, they've accepted them. That's another thing I'm doing today, checking for acceptance. But anyway, by next week they'll be good to go. I'll be able to pull something out of them. And all the queens are in there so far. These next 2 right here, I'm not touching them. Well, I touch them. I pull frames of brood out, but they're older queens. These are my breeders. 2 breeder queens here. I like the left one. The left one I like the best. Anyway, I keep knocking them back, so I'll pull a frame of brood out. I'll take it and put it in one of these other ones to boost them if something's a little short. Then here's my grafting box. I graft into right behind it here. And that's another thing I do with those 2 boxes there. I shake bees out. Put them in this grafting thing. So I had one that's already done. Well, not done. Can't go out yet, not old enough, but I can take peeks at them. So that's got a bunch of cells in it. Decent cells in it. Anyway, they miss the odd one, or I miss the odd one, however you want to put it. Put that in there. I just did this one last night. I actually had a failure in another yard. The queen flew into my cell builder, which I thought might happen because I had it in a mating yard. So that's sort of stupid, I know, but it worked out for about 10. And these girls, I can't tell what's going on. We'll see what happens. It's way too early. I just did this last night just before I left. It was just about dark. So you don't see a lot. You see a little bit of wax forming around the edges, but it's really impossible to tell. Check them in a couple more days. The one beside it used to be my cell builder. And so what I just did was, this was a full hive. That one was a cell builder. So what I did was I just broke this one down, took the queen out, put all the brood into that one, then installed the new queen in that one. I didn't install the queen from here in that because the bees from here might have went to there. So I put the brood in there and a different queen in a cage. Actually, I didn't even put her in a cage. I just dropped her in because they had went so long without a queen. Anyway, they accepted her. Pretty much done this first row. Got one more to go down here. Don't expect too much at it. I was watching that one earlier this year and it had chalk brood in it. So, seemed to have straightened out, but I killed the queen anyway, just in case. And they added a new queen. But I haven't checked for acceptance. I just put it in there. Yeah, 4 or 5 days ago. I'm sure they'll have accepted her. Hive was sick, right? So. Hive was sick. Sometimes they're cranky when they're sick. This one's not so bad. She's not in her cage, so that's a good thing. They do every time you put a queen in, they do this on you. Queen cells. Okay, so I gotta go through this, wreck all the queen cells. Queen will still be in here somewhere. There she is right there. Whoop, where's that? There she is. They've eaten the dot off of her. I gotta put a new dot on. Go through and take all those queen cells out. There's 2 more queen cells there. And there'll be other ones on other frames. They just do that. Anyway, I'll go and rip all those cells off and let her go to town, and she'll clean that hive up. Anyway, that's it for now. I got work to do. We'll talk to you later.